Hey everybody, Reed Felton from Accelerated Fastening. First off, thank you for buying a ratchet drill. We really sincerely appreciate it. We thought it might be helpful for you to know how to mount your SDS Plus or SDS Max drill into the saddle. So we're going to give you a quick tour, but first here's the tools you need. 7/16 nut driver, a 7/16 box end wrench, 7/32 hex wrench, 1/2 inch box end wrench, and a 1/2 inch socket with like a little ratchet driver or a drill like this. And then we also provide to you a little hex, Allen hex wrench, and that is for the trigger wire right here. So first off, what we can do is take the U-bolt off and this top D-block off. So these are just, at this point, finger tight. I'm just going to take those off right away. Set those aside. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Again, these are nylocks, so they don't loosen up with the vibration in the field with your hammer drilling. Flip it over. Just going to take that out just like that, set it aside. Now, at this point, I'm going to show you that this is somewhat of a telescoping arrangement here. You've got two button head cap screws on the back side. I'll just loosen those up and show you that they slide. Also, there's another set of holes here and here that if you put these two in there, it'll extend even longer for longer drills. So that's just handy to know. So you can see we have a lot of adjustment there. I happen to know that for this particular drill, this is about the right spot for it, but I'm going to flip it over and show you what it looks like here. So I'm just going to set it in like that. And what we want is this boss area behind the chuck to be right in the middle of that V-block. And that looks perfect. So I'm just going to lift the drill out, turn this over, and tighten these up. So I know that that adjustment is now complete. So we're on our way. I'm going to flip it back over, set the drill back in it. And so that you can see, I'm going to set it up like this. I'm going to kind of shove it in there like that. Now that's not exactly perfectly straight. It's canted off in that direction a little bit if I shove the drill in there. So what does that mean? That means I probably have to make this bottom V block closer to this plate. And that's what I'm going to show you right now. Alrighty. So there's two grade 8 5/16 bolts. I'm going to take them both out. Remember, we want this closer now, okay? So there's a slight gap, maybe an 1/8 inch to 3/16 gap. And folks, if that gap is just a little uneven, don't worry about it. It'll still work just fine. Uh-oh, look out. All right, so I'm going to have this almost tight, I think. Might be just about right. I'm reversing the drill. I'm going to put it back in. And I'll put this one back in. And you'll see it's not perfect, but in this case, it's perfect enough. So, alrighty. Let's check the drill in there again and see how she looks. That looks very good. The axis of the drill will match the axis of the ratchet drill. So that is looking really, really good. So I like that. So we have the length adjusted. Now we have, the axial adjustment complete on this. So next step, we can put the U-bolt in. So you usually have to do something like this, set the drill back down in, get the U-bolt started in both holes at the same time. Here we go. So that U-bolt will just kind of suck it back in there. Now I use our nylocks. Start them by hand if you're not too clumsy. Come on. There we go. One more time. Now I'll use my 1/2 inch socket with a driver again. Snug it up, one side, snug it up the other side. Now we are ready to put the top V-block on. And so I'm going to turn this sideways, or just kind of lift it up, hold both of these like that. What we want to do actually is put these in through here. Then we can set it back down. All right, put the top V-block on. Okay, I'm going to start these by hand. We're almost there, folks. I'm going to set it down this way only because it's easier to grab it with my wrench here on this side. And I'll just do this gently. And repeat. I can get the wrench on. It'll probably go on by itself there. All right, that is tightened up. That drill is in there really well. Sometimes I also like to use 2 wrenches by hand so I don't over tighten that and I have a good feel for it. But you can see how that's done. At this point, the only thing left to do really is set the trigger. So I'm going to show you how that works. We've got a little set screw here, but we take the trigger wire, loop it up over the trigger like so. I'm going to then lay the drill down again. And we've got a little sheet metal tab here, and that should come loose. And there's a little groove in there that runs in. So I use my 7/16 wrench and a nut driver to tighten this up. Hang on. Alrighty, so that moves in there freely, and that's what it should do, but it's still captured. That's the whole idea. Now we'll stand the drill up and pull this down so it's just tight. This way the trigger wire doesn't slide off the trigger, and we give you this provided little hex wrench, and there's a little socket head cap screw there. Just snug that up, and your trigger is set to go, and then should work. So folks, that is really all there is to it. I mean, it's not too complicated, but it's nice to have a little run through so you know what the adjustments are. So just in review, when you get this, take these 2 nuts off, take the U-bolt off, loosen the 2 socket head cap screws, put the drill on, slide it to the right length as you place it in there, tighten these back up. Then you can adjust this for the tilt this way, I guess camber we'll call it. Put the top V-block on, you're good to go. So that's a general kind of summary, if you will. I hope this goes well for you. And just remember, folks, if my eyes are open, I answer the phone. You can call me anytime if you have any questions. And we are hoping that you are going to be more productive and work safer with your ratchet drill. Thanks for watching.